What's up guys? Today a bit special because we are going to check out a brand new office that the team just built up, because this is very new to me also. I didn't know the team start venturing into commercial properties already. And why we don't do a lot of commercial property reviews or design visits, right? Always the challenge is privacy. A lot of trade secrets, a lot of commercial business traits you don't want to let people know. But since we know the designer, we know the contractor, let's go check it out, right? So now we are in Union Tower. We are going to be very familiar with this brand. Okay, so thank you very much for letting us visit your brand new office. Let's go get the designer in. Okay, so Mr. Designer will be around here. Hi, Mr. Sanyan. So this is the designer. We are colleagues actually. We're gonna pretend like we don't know each other like that. Okay, so yeah, as you can see behind, people are still moving stuff. What was the brief for this project?
So this client came to us, this 4,600 square feet space. So their business is mainly renting out different rooms for live streamer to do their online sales and all that. So basically, the first challenge that they gave us was, hey, I want different sizes of rooms so that they can charge differently. So as opposed to approach it conventionally where you just build rooms, with fixed sizes, we told them that, hey, why not we give you a total flexible space. So the idea came out to be like this, where we have 46 modular walls, right? So the walls can be moved around and form different rooms, right? So let's say they're having a function, right? They can dismantle all the walls, put it aside, then they can have a 4,000 square feet space for event or any sort of activities they want to do, right? So we actually engineered the walls to be more soundproof and easy to be moved around, right? They even come with power supply and all that.
Yep, let's go. I think let them move a bit first, come in a bit more. So now, I think it's in operations already. That's why the walls are shifted here and there already. And you can see people moving. So conventionally, office spaces are designed in a way where they need very long span of empty space. That's why the structural elements are designed thick at the edges, but then you will have very long span. So the beams can be wider or longer, but you need clear width. If not, the whole room is all columns only. Okay, so that's why structural designs for offices not necessarily adaptive to residential purposes, vice versa, because it's actually more costlier to do this. Then also ceiling height will be very different. Openings will be very different also, because most of them just use curtain wall on the facade wall. So you can see it's all windows, but then compared to the normal conventional design, the challenge I felt very clearly, we know, you want studio, I give you studio, you want meeting room, I give you meeting room. It's all drawn, but when you have a space without constraints, without fixed spaces, here comes the challenge. So it's as if, right, this Sanyan is doing, you want flexible space, I give you flexible walls instead. So now we're going to look at the wall. I think previously the team, they moved one already. Okay, so when we want full flexi space, we need full flexi walls. This is how they did it. And the challenge with full flexi wall is to move it around, it needs to be light, but then it needs to also be sturdy at the same time. Then it needs to be able to lock, it needs to soundproof, it needs to connect to power. So all this kind of thing becomes the challenge, because when you can move the wall, where do you attach the power socket? Then how do you prevent it from toppling over? Those are the challenge. So now we need to see people from moving them. Okay? So how do you connect the cables, bro?
So what we have done, right, is there are designated spots where the cables, where you can access the cables from the ceiling, right? So the cables, we are talking about power cables, we are talking about internet cables and all that, right? So at all this designated space, once you open up that spot, right, you can actually pull the cables down to the wall.
Oh, this type this one
Yeah, correct.
Oh.
So we have all these hidden spots where you can drop the wire down and then connect it to the sockets. So because it's essential, because once you have the live stream studio, you need to have like power supply to the PC, the lightings and all. Yeah, lor.
That includes the internet too, right?
Correct. So just now there was just a Cat6 cable dropping down.
So how do you make sure it won't topple?
So it took us a couple of times to actually build it correctly. So we actually engineered a couple of mock-ups to make sure it doesn't topple. And then the second challenge is also making it soundproof in a way, right? So what we have done is we have did a steel frame within. So what you don't see inside is actually a layer of concrete, right? So that provide the weight of that wall so that it won't topple, right? And then there's layers of rock wool inside also. Yeah.
Then, because for flexi wall, it's either you hung, it's top hung, or you bottom roll. So this one is bottom roll, right?
Correct. So there are actually 8 views, industrial standards views underneath, right? So that allow us to just move the wall.
Yeah, so then you see like it takes like how many men to move the walls. And at first I thought like, yeah, just order from Shopee lah, right? The walls, right? What's so difficult? But you guys customize every panel.
Correct. Because the ceiling height, as you see, right, just now you mentioned office space normally come with like relatively high ceiling. So this is 9 feet plus. So to engineer the piece of wall to fit this high, we need to do it ourselves lah. Right? Because then we need to calculate the weight to make sure that it's stable and yet we can move it around. Yeah.
So you have 40 pieces of this?
45 pieces of modular walls. So originally the space, based on the default layout, there are 11 rooms that can be formed out. Right? So they can literally rent out 11 spaces to different podcaster or live streamer.
Wow. And just now, if you look into the drawings, right, the editor will put it in. So when you stack all of them together, then you will have this empty event space here. So technically, this would be the columns. And it would be easier in first thought to design around columns. So you can actually hook them in to have flexi walls or whatever. They didn't. They straight away make it freestanding, which is even challenging. So it even comes with a door. But why so thick?
Yeah, so what happened, between what's inside is basically 2 layers of rock wool, and then between the rock wool we intentionally put an air gap, right? So it's better for sound
insulation.
Insulations. Then, as I mentioned, at the bottom we lay a thin layer of concrete lah. So at least everything is slightly more stable. If I make it thinner, then it's easier to topple.
Yes. Yeah. So like this is about like 450, right?
Around there, right? 450. Yeah.
Then what about ceiling? How you all treat it? You're just
yeah, correct. So ceiling is one of the treatment that we always pay attention to for sound control. So this is actually acoustic plasterboard ceiling, right? So it helps in terms of insulating the sound, damping a bit of sound and noise.
Then these light panels are fixed in also. Wow, yeah, it looks so good on the light. The camera person will like it.
Yeah, so these membrane lights we designed to actually fit that rooms, right? So as I mentioned, there's a default layout where all 11 rooms are formed. So these are right above the space.
But then I see cost control on floorings.
Yeah, okay, so this is one of the major challenge. Because for us to move the wall, one main condition is actually to have a very smooth and even flooring, right? So then you can move the wall smoothly without, shaking and all, right? But, we have to optimize the cost spending. That's why we didn't do any treatment to the floor, right? So that's also the reason why the wall is that thick and that heavy.
Yeah, because they didn't cement screening only.
Correct. So just now I mentioned there was 8 wheels, right?
Yeah.
There were 8 wheels. So sometimes when the floor is at a certain portion that is really uneven, you can literally see the wheels are floating. A couple of wheels are, yeah.
This is a lot of assumption made by everyone. Everyone thought that all walls are straight, all floors are straight. Unless you do interior treatments before, right, you will not know. Once you put laser pointer, some wall is like that one, right? So I think floors as well. Then what are the fixed spaces? I assume is the toilets and the pantries, right? With all the water points.
Correct.
Right?
So there's a little pantry here. So I guess, you do live stream, you get thirsty and all. So this is where they provide some drinking stuff. And then the toilet is over here, right? Then the other fixed spaces that we put up is actually the makeup space at the side. And then there's a proper studio where we actually have this seamless joint of walls to floor, right? So as you do a shoot, you can't see the line, the floor and the wall line.
Let's go check it out. Okay, so this is the space that you were...
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, okay. Now I know why you say it's trippy already.
Yeah, you don't know it's the end, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Why,
So what? It's a proper photography studio, right? So when they set it up, when they're doing certain shoots, they actually have this, right, borderless edge lah. So it's easier for them to achieve a very clean background without, having additional touch-ups.
If without the stain, I really cannot tell where's the... Yeah, because I can tell now because got stain. Or meaning people using fabulous. Oh, this side a bit very clean, right? You don't know where is it.
You feel a bit trippy, right?
Yeah. So, like, what's the total cost?
Came out to a bit 800,000.
So it's 800,000 for this studio only. I speaking to a contractor behind.
Contractor is verifying the cost.
Yeah, the builder is behind. Right, so 800,000 for 4,600 square feet. So it's about 200 per square feet.
Yeah, it's close to 200.
And why is that metric important is whenever you have an office space, you have 3,000 square feet, 4,000 square feet, you just times 200, that will be the rough estimation, a very safe estimation, right? Instead of people calculate, oh, you need 100,000, 200,000, it doesn't work as great, right? But this one is almost empty to...
Yeah, correct. So I think the major cost spending is actually the things that you don't see or you don't notice most of the time. They are your aircon, right? Your sprinkler. All that M&E spendings are actually the big portion.
Yeah. Sprinkler how?
So we have to reroute the sprinkler in accordance to the layout. Yeah. But this is a little bit more interesting this project because...
Yeah, because you got no fixed space.
No fixed layout. But basically we have to... Did it come with basic sprinkler? Yeah, but we still have to reposition them, right?
Because anyway, we're still doing the processing, that's why we need the second layer.
Oh, okay. So means, if by compliance is the first layer, then the second layer is for aesthetic and soundproofing and things like that.
Yeah, when you have exposed ceiling, then the sprinkler you will not
so
need to
those are the fixed one.
Correct. And if you have nicer sprinkler, is this kind of?
That's a sprinkler?
Sprinkler, right? Yeah.
Huh?
Conceal type.
It's the conceal type.
Because, for commercial building it's important because it involves your insurance. Right? It needs to have, when you renew your fire cert, you need to have compliance. I see. Wow. Then all this aircon you got to reroute all, right?
Yeah. You have to do
so this is the second fixed spot.
So there's a little makeup space just right beside. So there's a curtain where you can do changing.
Or wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
Okay. Jom. So this is the, what you call? Backstage when you make up and all. So I think for business owners or for people who intend to look for IDs, right, I think very important is to know what you want first. Because if you do already, I need this where my talent going to make up my toilet I think. So that one a bit tough. But this one, ironically, this office is open in terms of facade all direction. The view that you get out from this office is actually very nice. But because of the purpose of the business, right, they conceal everything which is a bit wasted. So why do they get this space when you don't use the view? I don't know. That's my very weird part because it's not wasted, you see. Wow. Here you get this green here, you get this is KLIA transit. So nice. But you hold it internally. And just now, I think for clarification purposes, the cost is not 800,000 but 650. But lebih kurang right? So I think if you guys are interested to get any first feel or first touch to the quotation or to cost for your business space, just write in. Okay, so now we are in a different space. So in accordance to the brief, they needed different surfaces, right?
Correct.
But then ultimately, that's the beauty of your wall panels. You get to customize to whatever you want. Is there a restriction to what you want to do to a wall?
I don't know how they set the restriction for different businesses. Because I reckon why we did this is because it provides the flexibility. It's just plaster wall, right? So you can add curtains, you can add...
Just don't nail, right? Nail also can, right?
Can, right?
It's not for those very heavy things. Like you want to install 1, 2 shelves, no issues.
Yeah.
You can install shelf also.
Correct. Yeah. So sometimes you do those live stream podcasts, you see nice background, right? So this is what we try to provide for them. So it's flexible for their needs. So let's say you have a stronger branding, right? You can put your logo, you can put your brand color and all.
And then imagine if I got a LED light, I want to puncture a hole to connect. Can be done,
possible.
right?
Yes.
Because I think inside is trusses, steel truss. Then with plasterboard, then there will be, you don't mark out or where is the too thick, they all sound the same. You don't know which one is the truss, right? Then this one, the holes are decorative or just for you?
Yeah, it's just to provide a bit of identity to the space.
Okay, so let you guys see, right? Okay, this one, maybe you mau jual baju ke apa ke. This one, a very different look altogether. So all these can be customized, right? This is awesome. And now, actually all this is just skin, right?
Correct.
You want to put marble top, also skin. You want to have rugged one, also skin. With a nice carpet, we can start running studios already. Right? So, welcome to the channel. Apa mau beli?
So if you frame it just nicely, right, then it feels like an interior space already.
And I think this is going to pick up all the new podcaster all the new streamers right? All the businesses. When you cannot get a dedicated space of your own, rent one first until you are stable. This is the example of how they pull the wires.
Yeah.
So that's the fixed one, but then the flexi one goes into the wall panel.
So it's a big size of extension.
Correct. So if you properly form up a room, then this will be hidden
Right
in the wall.
in the wall. Where you all did the wall? So what you all spec it out, send to the manufacturer and they make it?
No, we do it here.
Huh?
Cannot fit into the lift.
Cannot fit in the lift.
So
I was going to ask, that's my
line.
next question.
Yeah.
You cannot fit into the lift.
No. So it's 10 feet, right? It's 10 by 10, right? Each room that we want to form up. So it's 10 by 9 feet. So
Anyway, that's
cannot
Mr.
fit
Sun, the builder.
Correct.
And that's why we are integrating him now. So, you built everything here.
Correct. Yeah.
And the good thing is, okay, let's say they upgraded to a different space, right? Everything inside also can be recycled, huh?
Can.
Huh? How long was the whole job?
About 3 months.
3 months. Wow, damn fast. 20 bags just to finish in 3 months.
Just to build this wall.
But then it will be a very quiet 3 months compared to...
Relatively, no hacking, nothing. So it's just welding of this frame.
Wow, I'm so impressed now. I thought it was Shopee order. Really? Then what would be the biggest challenge for this job?
I think space planning is one, right? Because you need to figure out the right size of the wall to form out practical spaces.
Then my question is, how do you fix this as the modular? How do you know this length,
Okay.
10 feet, is the
space.
is the modular? Yeah.
Okay. I think client came to us because I think they did some research overseas and all, right? So they came to us with requesting 9 to 12 feet per 9 to 12 feet sort of rooms. So then we work out, we did some calculations, and 10 by 10 seems to be the size that is sufficient for all sort of usage. And then while we still have circulations of the space, the default layout with 10 by 10, we maximize and get 11 rooms. If you go a bit bigger, then we are sacrificing, some of the pathways, and then you may not get the right flow.
Yep. So, okay, this is a bit weird to ask, but did it meet the expectation of the client?
I think
weird to ask.
I think based on the design vision and how it was intended to be used, I'm pretty happy right? I think I visited this place only when it was being handed over, and then now. right? So looking at how the space is adapting to different usage, right?
Yep.
Is exactly how I envision it, right? I don't envision it to be clean and sterile, right?
Yep.
Because I think how they set up the space is
Exactly.
very dynamic.
Which is the business need lah.
Correct. So there are more open spaces where they do podcasts. I think it's over that corner, and these are all the small corners where they do online live stream. And then I think they are still keeping like some fixed room. So I guess those are rented.
Wow. This is very uncommon because flexi walls.
Correct.
And you guys built the wall by hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you mentioned, right? I mean, the conventional way would be having tracks,
Yeah,
right?
top hung.
Foldable panels and then collapse onto the wall. Right?
Or,
All the
or it
pillars.
just screens on wheels.
Correct.
Tin tin.
Yeah. But this is a bit different now. This one literally you don't need to follow any tracks. Yeah.
Which is very, very challenging if you think about it, right? But only water you cannot resolve lah. Only water lah. It's portable one. Okay. I think before we wrap up, what was the surprise element that the client got or you guys faced during the project? Meaning like, we didn't forecasted this for the
Oh, you mean the
project.
bad surprise?
Yeah, bad surprise.
Okay, I think, frankly speaking, I think the wall wasn't supposed to be that heavy, right? Initially, as we built the mock-up, we wanted it to be easily movable by just probably 1-2 men, right? So just now you asked about that hose, right? So that hose, besides being aesthetic treatment, it was supposed to be a
Handle.
right? So it's supposed to be
Oh,
light
so
enough.
you can pull.
Light enough to change as and when you need, right? So bad surprise is, as we build, put in the rock wool, make sure it doesn't topple, it got too heavy, right? So we need to engage proper workers to actually move the wall lah.
Unless you turn everything into aluminium.
Carbon fiber lah.
No, then that one straight away.
Yeah.
A-glass wall.
Yeah.
Then all these hinges are for what?
No, it's to lock the wall, both
Yeah,
walls. The
between
corner.
walls you want to lock them in. Oh,
Correct.
okay.
Correct. So that is also a surprise that initially we wanted a snapping mechanism. You'll probably integrate a little bit of magnet lah, right? But with the weight and the uneven flooring, we just simply can't make it happen.
Still need heavy duty stuff.
Yeah, correct.
Before this, how many site visits you guys came to visit?
Site visit, do the measurements, three, four
Three,
times.
4 times before you really
Yes.
get the sense of the space.
Yeah, typically, each round, probably the first round where you do detail measurement and take photos and all that will take about 1 to 2 hours. Right? So then you get the actual size. Because sometimes the floor plan that was given by developers are not
not as built.
Right? So we just need to do. And also, during the visit, we will try, normally if you have views, we'll try to see that, sun orientations, the views to have the design fitting properly.
Only this one, they conceal almost everything.
This one, no.
Oh, this one got money.
Yeah, but the default layout, we did allocated this spot and that spot, right, for a semi-open podcast area, right, which comes with a bit of view and daylight. Yeah.
Cool. So I think if a new client comes in, hey, I want to renovate my office, what would be the process like? First, get to email over, then you do site visits to understand the brief.
Yeah.
Right. So but again, also like as a client, right? Okay, like I got $500,000. I want to do up 1,000 square feet. What would be the
process?
Yeah, and just to manage the expectations lah.
I think how we approach it, we will have a bit more conversations with the client first, right? Possibly visiting their current office, right? Find out certain pain points and all that stuff, and then really understand where they are going, right? Because like residential, right? You will also ask clients like, hey, are you gonna have kids? How do you project yourself, your lifestyle to be in the 5-10 years time, right? So same for offices and commercial spaces where you also need to consider the expansion.
How many workers you're gonna
Correct.
have?
So now maybe you come to us with 30 staffs, right? But maybe in your expansion plan that's gonna be double up, you know, in the next 3 years. So then we need to design the space to allocate that expansion.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of companies are growing like this, so it's very amazing to see.
Yeah. Then the second thing is to align expectations. We really appreciate, you know, if the clients came to us, you know, with a budget and timeline, right? So then at least we can align the expectations. So if let's say you come to us with 150 per square feet, right? Then we will be showing, you know, similar projects, what sort of things that we can achieve.
Cool. But this one, does this cost more than a fixed wall office?
Honestly speaking, yes.
Right? This one, because it's flexi, right? So if it's non-flexi, technically easier to do lah.
Yeah. The normal conventional way will be just putting up glass partitions and all that.
Meeting room and
Yeah,
call it a day.
Call it a day.
This one different.
Yeah.
Yep. And I guess that's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. Shout out to the team. Actually, they finished work already and they just need to come and see me. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao.